Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my first PGA 2K25 video, and today I am going to show you guys exactly how you should build your character after the new patch that they came out with when the full game released. I know a lot of you guys who are playing the early access immediately built up their player, got it to a good spot, they felt good, and then on Friday morning, it just got pretty much wiped out. Some people got their stats reset back to 65. Um, I was one of those players too, so I'm just going to show you guys here exactly how I built my character and how he works for me. Um, so we're going to just start off with it. First off, power. That is solely up to you guys. I choose to have a little bit of a lower power because so far I haven't played on any maps that I've needed to hit it 300 yards base. Like 275 base usually goes about 315 normally on a regular dead flat golf hole. So I've never had to worry about anything distance wise with that. And what that allows me to do is to boost up my contact, which is one of the three key elements of the normal golf swing, not the putting swing, but just the normal golf swing. Contact is one of the most important things that you want to beef up. What I'd recommend is anything over 80 for contact. Doing so will make the little top bar at the top of your swing um, and make it a little bit bigger. And if you miss that in the norm, and because everybody's going to miss it in a day-to-day swing, it's going to make you have a little bit more forgiveness. If you hook it a little bit, if you miss it to the left, it's not going to hook as much as if you had 65 contact. And so I would say keep that as high as you can, and it'd be the same as swing path. Swing path does the exact same thing except at the bottom of the club swing. Um, those two things are probably the most important when it comes to the overall golf swing. Everything else is you can dumb it down to little mini things, but these are what you're going to face every single time you swing the club. Um, and then finally, what you want to beef out is correction. I have this a little bit higher than my swing path because I've been playing a lot and I've gotten my downswing, my pull back action to be pretty solid now. So I've been bumping up the correction a little bit higher. So if I do end up missing it a little bit, it's not gonna have as much damage to it. And with this, it means higher correction, you can pull it back a little bit straighter, which makes it for me. Been playing 2K21, 2K23 for the last 4 or 5 years. Um, the closer I get back to straight back, straight through, the better it is for me. So I find the corrections a little bit better. But if you're finding you're struggling with that pull back action and getting it in the right spot on the way back, the swing path is what you're gonna want to beef up a little bit more. So I'd say these are interchangeable. You can switch either one. But for me, this is just how I do it. Recovery and shaping. Shaping is, as you can tell, I'm not completely maxed out yet. I've took a couple days off, and with the new updates and stuff, I've been saving my VC until they eventually revert it back because I know they will. Um, but with shaping and recovery, that's it's kind of person to person. For me, I don't shape the ball a lot. I usually just play my draw bias. And I know a lot of people who like don't really move the ball a lot. And if I ever have to, I just kind of hope for the best. Worst case scenario, I'm trying to make par. But recovery, if you miss fairway, you're gonna miss a fairway, say 4 or 5 times around, depending on how good of a player you are. You might never miss it. You might miss it a lot. But recovery is going to be an important one for you. If you miss it into the rough, if you miss it into a bunker or anything like that, the higher recovery, the more likely you are to hit a better shot out of it. Same with side hill lies and downhill lies and things like that. It's going to remove a lot of the changes that these lies are going to give you. For rhythm and transition, I haven't found that these do a whole lot. Rhythm isn't really important anymore with the new updates. It says rhythm determines timing forgiveness from transition to contact that modifies swing power percentage. I think all that means is if you're pulling it back and it's just like it's gonna make it easier to get to that 100% goal. Whereas if this is lower, you might be getting 97, 96, 98, things like that more often. Um, Same with transition. I mean, I've kept these both low and I haven't had any issues with them at all. I might boost some stats into the rhythm a little bit more because I do find I might hit some 99s and 98s every now and then. But other than that, I think these two are like upgrade at your own will. So now onto the putting. The putting is very one-sided, and since I'm not maxed out yet, the putting hasn't doesn't show exactly what I want to do. But putt contact and putt path, I would say, are the only things you want to touch. Don't touch the putt weight. Don't touch the putt rhythm. You can work on that. You can practice that on in training or just on the course. These are gonna determine if you miss it a little bit right of the target at the top of the swing or the little bit at the bottom of the swing. This is going to determine the severity of the miss that you have. The higher these are, the more likely you're going to have more forgiveness on your putting. So I'd say these two, get them up as high as you can. Don't touch the putt weight, putt rhythm. These two are all you're going to need. It's now on to the skills. Now these are all preference based. I'm not max level, so I haven't got everything yet. But like for the driver, you're gonna be hitting the standard tee shot off every single hole. I don't see there's a need for a choke tee shot or a stinger tee shot. Maybe into the wind, the stinger tee shot's a little bit better. But at the end of the day, I mean, you're not gonna take the time to switch these ball flights. You're just gonna hit your normal tee shot that you've been hitting. I don't even have these, so I don't even know how much they affect like the change in your swing path or anything like that. I've just been using the normal driver and it works for me. The power drive, if you're a powerhouse archetype, I can see that. If you want to go for a par 4 green that's 350 yards and you're just a little bit short of it, this would be a perfect. But then you're exchanging forgiveness, so it could put you in a worse spot. So for me, just keeping the basic tee shot open is realistically all you're going to need. For the approach, I've gotten everything. I use everything. The pitch, perfect from around 40 to 50 yards in. You hit this little land at 10 yards short and it rolls up. The runner, I've I've used it a couple times. This is for if you're kind of out of the way and you got to keep it a little bit lower and you have a lot of green to work with. Um, the choked approach, this one kind of negates some of the wind effect. You club up a little bit and the ball goes a little bit shorter than what it would normally go. Say with an 8 iron, you hit at 160, 8 iron would go 152, something like that. And it rolls out, it's kind of like the knockdown shot from 2K23. Um, then the off the deck. This one's the most important one to get from the approach. If you have a long way in on par 5, hitting it off the deck is perfect. It's going to be the exact same as 2K23, where if you were wanting to go for a green, 3 wasn't enough, off the deck's perfect. It's going to roll up there. It's awesome. And then spinner, in my opinion, is the most important shot type that you can get. You can use this from anywhere around 40 yards and in, and it's pretty much just like a 1 or 2 hot stopper. If you're in the fairway, it's going to be perfect for hitting those chip shots that we used to hit in 2K23 where it bounced a couple times, spun, and just sat there. With the new chipping system, I find this one's really important. Now under the recovery, I the flop and the super flop. Super flop is one of the most important. If you're around the green and you're short-sided, this is exactly what you need. I would say make sure that when you're putting like your points into recovery, make sure to get this. But the punch and the choke punch, I don't really touch them. I don't find there's a need for them. I get if you're in the trees or something, maybe. But at that point, you're just trying to get back to the fairway anyway. So whatever, like if you're in the trees a lot and you want to hit some of these punch shots, sure. But I haven't touched them. Now into the bunker. Upgrading your splash. I mean, you gotta upgrade your splash, but you want to get the power pick. This one is really good if you are kind of getting sick of the run out that you're getting from the splash shot. With the power pick, you can hit them and they're going to land relatively soft and have a lot of spin. They're going to be like the full pullback bunker shots from 2K23. This is exactly what you want from the bunker. They're a little bit harder to hit, but if you practice with it, get it going, this is what you want. Same with the pick. They're both, the power pick is from a longer distance, whereas the pick is from greenside. You want both of these. The technician skill type is what gets you it, I believe. That's what I have, and I haven't touched any of the other skill types. So yeah, you want to make sure you get that. Now onto the green, upgrade your chipping. You're gonna need it. Bump and run. I started upgrading it thinking I might use it. I never do. The regular chip is just a bump and run anyways. So I wouldn't even say don't bother touching the bump and run. You're never gonna use it. And then with the lag putt, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, like if you're a good putter, if you've been playing for a long time, you're never gonna use the lag putt because basically you're getting a bunch of forgiveness. Like you're not gonna miss it left or right too much, but it's you're never gonna really make a putt for the lag putt. Where it's just regular putting, you're gonna make the putt. In Texas wedge, I don't ever foresee me using a Texas wedge, so I'm just never gonna get it. But this, the green reader, this is what I'm gonna work on getting next. So what I found out is the grid in 2K25 is bigger than what it was in 2K23 slightly. And what this is going to do is get you back to the normal size of the grid. So if you pick this one, it goes back to the normal, and then every single upgrade you get after that even makes it smaller and more accurate. So you can get better at green reading because it'll give you more of the break and more of the lines. So if you're looking at building a second character, I'd choose the greens keeper because this is what's going to get you one of the most important things if you're playing the pro rank tours, pro matchmaking, or even TGC tours like I play. And then we got these, which if you buy the clubhouse pass, you're going to get them. It doesn't cost anything after you get the clubhouse pass. Yeah, it's going to cost you the $10 or $15, whatever it is for the clubhouse pass, but you're going to get it. And realistically, I've used it a couple times. It's all right. I rather use the spinner or the super flop around the greens. They're a little bit easier to control. I don't really know how much this is gonna like run out before it spins. Um, but yeah, if you get the clubhouse pass, you're gonna get it anyway, so might as well upgrade it once you can. But yeah, everything that I just said, that's what I use. I know I'm not a max level and I'm not the best player in the world. But these attributes are what have gotten me to get better at the game, get ready for the ranked tours, which I've been playing ever since the early release, and get ready for the TGC tours. I'm really gonna make sure I grind those out this year. But yeah, if you guys like that video and you guys are going to use these stats, you're going to use these as an idea of what you need and what you don't need, feel free to give me a like, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next video.